It's Pride Month! Yay! Let's use this as an excuse to talk about Girls Love and Yuri. Unfortunately, despite the rate in which new series are premiering on TV, Girls Love is extremely underserviced in the anime world, with most adaptations being like a read between the lines or specifically catered towards no thoughts, only horny straight dudes. There are definitely some gems out there like Bloom Into You and Utena, but overall, girls swooning over other girls isn't the most booming anime genre. Thankfully, the English market for Girls Love manga is leagues ahead of their anime counterparts, and there are endless amounts of good content out there for you. That's right, waiting for you. Yuri, for you. So I'm going to try my best to recommend some actually good ones during the month of June, starting with 3 anthologies. Now, anthologies are something that I feel like you either love or can't vibe with at all. Personally, my little ADHD brain absolutely loves bite-sized stories all contained together for me. If I don't like a story or the art style doesn't appeal to me, it's okay because skipping a few pages is easy and you really lose nothing since the stories aren't actually related in any way. They're also a great way for new mangaka to get the chance to shine and to allow established ones to have some kind of short-form way of expressing themselves outside of their serialized series. All 3 of the manga that I mentioned today are available over on Bookwalker, the sponsor for today's video. New users can get a 600 yen discount on any manga or light novel ebook using my code YAZZY, and I'll leave the links for any manga that I mentioned in the description below. First on my list is Syrup. There's currently 4 volumes of this manga available, all following a different set theme. The first features 14 stories, all following the theme of adult working women in love. There's one about an office worker who has a secret relationship with her dom of a boss, and one where a woman falls in love with a flower shop worker and confides in her about the loss of her dog. The stories featured in this volume are all really fluffy and, save for the BDSM boss one, really innocent. Volume 2 is a little less wholesome, with the theme being unrequited taboo love. There are 11 stories in this one, including a story about a retired actress who is cheating on her husband with a female photographer, and a wasp who falls in love with a caterpillar. That's taboo in the insect world, obviously. As a whole, this volume is a step up content-wise from Volume 1, but not super explicit or anything. Volumes 3 and 4 both follow the theme of lovers' first nights together, and while nearly every story in these features some kind of sexual and explicit situation, I'd classify this more as an erotic fiction rather than straight Yuri hentai, since there's less focus on the vague sex acts that they're doing and more focus on the dialogue and emotion and atmosphere. For example, they use facial expressions and sound effects instead of directly showing the act of them touching each other. Although, if you're looking for something filthy and focused on the horny, let me introduce you to Double Your Pleasure, which follows the theme of twins. This one is definitely aimed at a specific interest group that's definitely not for everybody. But if you have been aching for some absolutely filthy gay manga porn, Double Your Pleasure has you covered. This manga features so much nudity and explicit sex that there's not really much I can show in this video, but you gotta trust me when I say it is extremely good food, and there are some all-star doujin artists in this one. There are 8 stories spread out across 150 pages, so they're all longer than Syrup, which allows each author to kind of drum up some emotional depth without having to rush the explicit scenes. Each story gets a chance at real character and plot setup while still getting to do full start-to-finish sex scenes. Neither take away from each other. It is truly the best of both worlds in anthology form. The theme of twins is pretty limited though, so it's either the twins together or a threesome with the twins, but each story is extremely unique with their own sub-fetishes going on, so nothing ends up feeling repetitive for the entire 250 pages. Also, I just want to say the cover for Double Your Pleasure, fucking love it. I love it. It is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and I would do so many things to get my hands on a wall scroll of this. I love it. Love it. The last recommendation on my anthology list is Eclair. With 5 volumes released, these don't have any sort of set strong theme like Syrup does, but honestly, upon second consideration while I'm filming this, there is a chance these do have a theme and I'm just a little too empty-headed to notice. The first one I read was Eclair Blanche, and I was literally hooked from the very first story. I actually decided to make this video because it was so damn good. It's a too little too late moment that is a mere 8 pages long. That is all it took to have me binge reading 5 volumes in one sitting. 8 pages. Over on Bookwalker's site, they do actually have a free 26-page preview of Blanche, which means you can literally go ahead and read what I'm talking about for $0. It costs $0 to go right now and have your heart strangled in 8 pages. Strangled. Eclair Blanche, along with Orange, Rouge, and Bleu, this is my attempt at hiding that I'm bad at French, are all fairly tame. They all feature an explicit warning, but I had to actually stop and think about why they had those. It's mostly like verbal mentions of sex here and there. There's no like explicit nudity sex acts going on. While it is less lewd than Syrup or W Pleasure, I'm sorry. While it is less lewd than the previous two anthologies, I think overall I feel like the Eclair books have the strongest stories and characters. There are 13 stories per volume spread across 250 pages, so that is double the time to get invested in each situation and relationship. All three of these anthologies are incredible and refreshing reads. Overall, I'd say Syrup is perfect for anybody looking for those like truly short, bite-sized stories that are both spicy and sweet going on. Double Your Pleasure is the one for all of you hopelessly horny Yuri fans. And Eclair is perfect for anybody who craves a little more substance to their girl's love without the commitment of a full series. That's going to be all for now, and remember you can pick up all of the anthologies that I mentioned in ebook form over on Bookwalker. Using my code YAZZY, new users can get 600 yen off of any purchase. That's not limited to the anthologies that I mentioned today, but of course I highly recommend giving them a shot. There is something for everybody in these. If you have any Girls Love anthologies that you love, please drop me recommendations in the comments so I can give them a read. I love anthologies. I just love them. And this like really reignited the spark of how much I love them. It's been a while since I've read them, so. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to throw this at the end, but sorry about this fucking abomination. We just moved, and I don't have anything set up. I'm doing what I can. Bye!